I'm back. I think when my sister called the phone, the camera stopped. So I'm going to do a little bit more. The Spirit's not really with me today, but I'm doing it anyway because I love it. I'm going to skip down. The part I just did, it's interesting, but it's not that great. This is judgment on unjust leaders. It's probably Israelites that were going off. And I said, this is chapter 3, and I said of Micah, and I said, "Hear, I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and you princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment?" Yes, it is. And so, if we're not following the ways, the Lord's going, "Come on, man, you're the dudes. What's up?" Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off of them and their flesh from off their bones, who also eat of the flesh of my people and flay their skin from off of them, and they break their bones and chop them in pieces as for the pot and as flesh within the cauldron. Then shall they cry unto the Lord Yahweh power, but he will not hear them. He will even hide his face from them at that time, and as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. It's probably talking about the temple jackasses, the Pharisees and Sadducees, and these people that were selling the Lord Yahweh power and making them pay for pay for anything they did wrong, but not set the people right. Let's say, this is just sad stuff. I don't want to be sad. I think this is where it changes, though. Chapter 5. It is the ruler of Israel, Micah, because all this stuff that it's getting ready to go into is talking about how disgusting and vile we became when he started thumping us, and that's rough stuff. The ruler of Israel, chapter 5. Now gather yourselves in troops, O daughter of troops. He has laid siege against us. They shall smite the judge of Israel with a rod upon the cheek. Yes, indeed. Nebuchadnezzar and those Babylonians. Up until now, still going on. But you, Bethlehem Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall come forth unto me, that is the ruler of Israel, whose going forth hath been from of old, from everlasting. So, Bethlehem Ephratah, that's like Judah and Benjamin. Benjamin's the smallest tribe, and if you were Bethlehemite, that's Ephratah. That's like the little town of Bethlehem, right? It's a little town because that's where all the greatness is going to come from. And the Lord loves to make the small, weak things strong and powerful, right? The underdog thing. But thou, Bethlehem Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Judah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me, that is to be ruler of Israel, whose goings have been from old, from everlasting. Therefore, verse 3, will he give them up until that time that she which travaileth has brought forth. Then the remnant of his brethren shall return unto the children of Israel. So, he's saying, it's going to be a while. You're going to have to go through some stuff, but it's going to be already spoken of. I'm already telling you. I'm going to restore you, but yeah, on my time frame. And let's talk about Yahushua. And he shall stand and feed in the strength of the Lord Yahweh power, in the majesty of the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and they shall abide, for now shall he be great unto the ends of the earth. Indeed. And this man shall be the peace when the Assyrian shall come into our land, and when he shall tread in our places, then shall we raise against him 7 shepherds and 8 principal men. I've tried to break that down before, the 7 and the 8. The 7 shepherds and the 8 principal men. Let's see what it says about principal men. Probably, I don't know. Let me see. 5. Princely. So those are the men of authority. Principal men. Only 8? And they shall waste the land of Assyria with the sword, and the land of Nimrod in the entrances thereof. Thus shall he deliver us from the Assyrian, when he cometh into our land, and when he treadeth within our borders. Simple, he's saying, just wait, man, just wait. When my brother gets back, when my big brother comes, he's going to beat you up. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as the dew from Yahweh power, as he showers upon the grass, that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. The remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many peoples. That's the scattered. That's the scattered remnant, the Israelite foreigners that are all over the place, that look like the other nations, but are actually of Israel. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. I like that. Can't take me out. You can't win. Give it up. This is where it gets good. This is the fun part. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon your enemies, and all your enemies shall be cut off. Can't beat me up. And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy the chariots, and I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds, and I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. He's going to straighten us out. Time to straighten up, people. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out in the midst of thee. That's like your imaginations and stuff, where it's like, it's not even there, but you're saying it is. And thou shalt no more worship the work of thine hands. We are very proud, and we think that we're in control, and we think that we're doing things. We're gonna know that he's the one that's fucking in control. We're gonna be like, hey, this is much easier. Verse 14 of Micah 5, and I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee, so I will destroy your cities. And I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. These heathen think that they're going to just be able to keep doing all this bullshit that they're doing. They don't even know what's coming. But anyway, getting kind of redundant what's going on, and it's kind of like all we can do now is sit back, eat the popcorn, and wait. And I mean, if I had enough people listening to me just because they thought I was entertaining or interesting, or I brought out all this great information or something, if I had all these people, I would probably stick more to I don't know, trying to convince people to do anything. But just like the verses were saying, until he tells me something else to say with some authority or some power, I'm just going to keep saying it as sweetly as I can. If you're an Israelite, understand that doing the stuff that Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh B'Hashem approves of, and not doing the things he doesn't approve of, and having him in your thoughts every day and pray for righteousness and to follow this fucking wickedness here, that's about the best you can do, because he's totally taking the reins on everything. And you have a small part to play, because he's going to give you what you're going to get what he's going to give you, regardless of if you totally turn your life around or not. I mean, repenting's good, but you got to know that if he still gives you judgment, I think more than once, people were too late with their repenting, and it was like he appreciated the repenting, but that gave him just enough reason to judge you. So that being said, this is JD Nija. I have a wake to go to, a celebration of my buddy's life. And death is an interesting thing for an Israelite, especially when you know the truth. And Mr. Tierney was probably not an Israelite, just like a lot of people in Huntington Beach. But that gives me something to meditate on, and you. The judgment of the Lord and death and life, where it's in his hands. All right, JD Naj out. Slakia brothers, if I was bungling, broken, and a bit of a buffoon. Till the next one, shalom.